Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. I wanted to go ahead and talk about Married to Medicine. you know, we just gonna talk. Y'all know, Dr. Eugene. You know, that's a good man, Savannah. But we gonna have to tug on Dr. Eugene's bald-headed wig, just a tad bit today. Okay. It starts out with Toya and Eugene, Dr. Eugene and Toya. They're at home, and he's in the basement, I believe, some part of that big house. He's down, he's making drinks, and he calls Toya to, come have a drink and to play some pool with him. Um, he apologizes. He says that, he misjudged how important the party was to Toya, and that he probably played too much when he shouldn't have been playing, um, and he shouldn't have cursed at her, and he shouldn't have let your friends, their friends, get to him. So he's taking ownership of the things that he knows probably upset Toya, and to a certain degree, I can get it, right. He didn't have to curse at Toya. But we're not gonna act like, I'm sorry, y'all, we're not gonna act like I hate to say it, Toya deserved that cursing. The little bit of cursing that he threw at Toya, I understood it. Cause she was talking to that man crazy in front of just not the family, just not the friends, but girl, there were like that was a house party with like at least 30, 40 people. Anyways, Dr. Eugene tells Toya that the group demasculates him with the jokes. And then they showed a flashback clips of Contessa referring to Dr. Eugene as the definition. Hey, baby! The definition of a big ASSBITCH. Okay? Um, he asked Toya basically, what are you going to take ownership of? Those are not his exact words, but he was like, so what did you do? And she says, well, I was being pushy and I shouldn't have been arguing with you or anybody else. She does say that she could use more words of affirmation when it comes to Eugene, and that she sometimes takes for granted that she can depend on him. I don't think Toya looks at how she moves as problematic. Y'all know, girl, let me say something. Y'all know I don't mind coming down here and, girl, talking about these sorry ass niggas. But, girl, when I'm calling a nigga sorry, I can bet you they're probably sorry. And if I start to go up for a man, it's probably a reason why. Even though, some of them I had to take off my list, aka Papoose. Okay. Um, but the way that Toya talks to Eugene is very problematic. It is. It is. And it almost seems as though she gets off on talking to him any kind of way. I feel like I remember they showed a picture of Eugene when he was younger, like probably like 20s. Eugene was not an unattractive man at all. Okay? Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else, but I don't remember Eugene being an unattractive man, especially when he was younger. Um, but I feel it appears like I've always said this. I remember when people would say, "Oh, Quad, she ain't with Dr. G because she love him, she used him." I said, "Well, great, any of them?" Because you're not going to get me to believe that Mariah is that Letitia. What's her name? Lakeisha? Mariah? We love Mariah. Girl, you think Mariah is with Aiden just because? Girl, she love him so much. You know what I'm saying? I think that some of these men got their trophy wife and the women got stability. It is what it is. Everybody got what they wanted. But I feel like with Toya does cross a line a lot with Eugene when it comes to just like disrespecting him publicly. That's the problem for me. And I don't think that Toya either just gives a damn or like she gets off on talking to him the way that she talks to him. We're going to get more to Toya and Eugene in a little bit. Brandy, Angel, and Mimi. This is the most, Angel is finally speaking. You know what Marital Medicine does wrong with the friends of the show? They bring them on too early. I think I've mentioned this before. Like with Dr. Alicia. Dr. Alicia really shouldn't have been brought in to probably like episode 8. Girl, like to me, Angel probably shouldn't have been brought into the fold until either last episode or this episode. Angel has been around since episode 1, and I think most people are like, why is Angel on the show? I think they should have just waited because I don't think it does them any justice when they bring them on early and they're just kind of like floating around, but you're making sure that we see them. It would be one thing if she was there and she was just in the back and we never really saw her, but you're like, y'all are making sure we see Angel, but she's not really contributing anything to the show. So it's kind of like, girl, why do y'all keep... And then when she does say something, there might be one or two things in the confessional. But anyways, nonetheless, Angel has finally, they're finally giving us some camera time, I guess. So her, Mimi, and Angel... Brandy, Angel, and Mimi. Okay, so Angel and Dr. Mimi go over to Brandy's house. Brandy has 4 kids. Anyways. Mimi didn't bring little Stevie. I completely understand. She says that unless it's like a play date for Stevie, that she's basically learned that you really can't bring him because, girl, he might fuck up some shit. You know what I'm saying? She said she done bought a few TVs because Stevie gonna pick up something. He gonna pick up something like, pow, girl, okay, and break all your shit up. So she just brought her little girl. Angel is a single mom. I didn't know she had 2 kids. I remember her having one, but she has 2 kids. She has her daughter, and then she has a son with her ex-fiance. She says that she's pretty much the mom and the dad. She does everything. I said, oh, girl. I think her first baby daddy, I think she said he was an ex-NFL player or ex-NBA. I don't know who he is. Angel was on Basketball Wives. I just don't remember Angel a lot on Basketball Wives. I think I remember her being boring. And it's sad to say she kind of giving boring now. I don't know if Angel is a good fit for Marital Medicine. Angel will probably be cute like on Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyways, Mimi calls out Toya as being a deflector. She also says that Toya can be an energy vampire. Girl. Okay, here we go. So Dr. Simone and her sister Carmen. Well, that's how I love Dr. Simone's sister. They're like best friends. She says she basically calls Carmen every day. So her and Carmen go out for drinks and food. And then Cecil has a brother named David. David is going through a divorce. I think he just moved to Atlanta. And so David comes over to Cecil and Simone's house and they are talking. So they're basically like going back and forth between the 2 conversations. She tells Carmen that, the conversation with Michael got very disrespectful and how basically his daddy just sat there and didn't do shit. I said, bro. David is telling Cecil that he is supposed to have a united front with Simone when it comes to the kids because the kids are going to be gone. The kids are basically gone. and it's going to be you and Simone. This is my thing. I understand that parents can parent differently. And I believe that that's okay as long as the parenting is not harmful to your children. And the end goal is to make sure that your children are happy and well-rounded and, good citizens, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at parents who parent differently. I don't think that just because, like I remember on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Lisa was upset at her husband because she felt like her husband didn't have her back in front of the kids. He like called her out. And honestly, I could see why Lisa was upset, because it's like, it's one thing for you to kind of like go against me, but you going against me in front of the kids, right? So I get that. And my thing was like, well, if Lisa was wrong, like John shouldn't have to just agree with Lisa because Lisa says something. Because if I think you're wrong, then I think you're wrong. Because what if I'm right and you actually are wrong? But that don't mean you have to do it in front of the kids, right? I feel like in some scenarios, you should just have your partner's back. In this scenario, which is pretty much about like the money, right? Michael spending too much. I don't think there should be ifs, ands, buts about it. I think that situation, it should be all hands on deck. And it shouldn't be like, what the fuck is there to go against when I'm saying that he's spending too much money? You should just be like, okay, we need to sit down and tell him he needs to stop swiping the card so much. Or we need to give him a credit card with a limit. Or give him a net spend card. Hello? Because that motherfucker definitely will stop. Okay. Load $1,000 onto it. Okay? He'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in that scenario, Cecil should have definitely had Simone's back, because I think the thing that everybody is kind of dancing around is that Cecil don't have a job. And even with Cecil being a realtor, he may sell a house every now and again, but I don't think that it's enough to take the financial strain off of Simone. Cecil, y'all know Cecil and Simone were like my favorite couple. I truly believe that Cecil's sons move the way that they move because of what they see in their father. Cecil doesn't strike me as someone, I'm not giving Cecil no pass. I don't give a fuck. Cecil got laid off. Okay, girl, you got laid off 10 years ago. If Cecil got laid off last year, or even a year or 2 years ago, I was like, okay, Cecil got laid off. He's still looking for a job. Times are hard. You know what I'm saying? They're laying off motherfuckers left and right. But at some point, girl, I can't keep giving you no pass. Cecil, I feel like Michael got a part of his talking point from his daddy. Cecil starts to give this Martin Luther King, I have a dream.
The old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty.
Girl, shut the fuck up. Our parents worked hard. Sweat and blood and tears. So we could make it. I'm paraphrasing. So we could turn around and provide something for our children. I worked my ass off. I stood in a line for 3 hours for financial aid. And I said my children wouldn't have to do the same. Girl, shut up. The problem with black people is because we think that we struggle, that everybody got to struggle. Your kids ain't struggling. The fuck? I don't see the kids struggling. Okay? I don't see the struggle. Nigga. I don't see the fucking struggle. I ain't changing my mind. I'm not wavering. I'm gonna die on a motherfucking hill when it comes to this scenario with Dr. Simone and those niggas at that house. Dr. Simone ain't wrong. Dr. Simone said she is tired. Dr. Simone is carrying the financial load all on her shoulders for 4 grown-ass people. Dr. Simone and Cecil have put their children in a great position. The fact that Michael and Miles are able to walk around here with absolutely no fucking debt, and you are even in a position where you can just swipe your fucking card and don't have to even worry about receiving an email or a paper bill telling you that the bill is due because your mama gonna pay it. You ain't got no fucking rent. You ain't got no car note, no insurance, no electricity bill. Like, you don't have no fucking bills. So I don't know what Cecil is talking about, this struggle. I don't know if he's trying to draw a parallel between what he went through when he was a child to his children growing up. Simone ain't no fucking wealthy ass woman. Even if Simone has a few dollars in her account, I'm even taking a step further. At the end of the day, y'all are some grown ass men. Even if Simone is to the point where even if she has a few extra dollars, that she could still pay the credit card bill. Simone might not want to do it just off the fact that y'all are some motherfucking grown ass men. Simone has done what she needed to do for her kids. Michael and Miles have been put in a position light years above most of us. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Simone saying, I have put you in a position to succeed, and now it's time for you to pick up the baton and finish the race. I will be here in case you drop it. But I'm gonna need you to hold the baton now. But I think that when you have a daddy like Cecil, Simone was talking about how Cecil grew up and his daddy had like an iron fist, right? So I guess Cecil is, and I think this is what Carmen was saying too, maybe he's overcompensating for wanting to not be that father who was just like pound, 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 pound. But one thing I've noticed, and I'm not going to back away from this one either, I've noticed with 2-parent households, the mother is usually the one who comes across as the asshole or the bitch or the mean one, and the daddy usually comes across as the one who's the nice guy. Good cop, bad cop. The bad cop is usually the mama, and the good cop is usually the father. I've noticed that. Yes. So basically now, Simone is coming across as the bad cop, and Cecil is coming across as a good cop. If I was Simone, I would tell Cecil, well, since you don't have a problem with whatever's going on, then motherfucker, you pay for it. Because, bitch, I don't know what you think is going on over here with the books, but, bitch, we ain't set up like Kathy Hilton. Hello? What if Simone wanted to retire at 60 and just travel the world for 5 years and not do nothing but scratch her ass and drink margaritas and dance? I think that Simone should be able to do that. Simone, not to bring race into this, Simone, well, I am, but Simone is a black lady. She is successful. She has earned the right to rest if she wants to. She has earned the right to retire if she wants to. And if Simone feels like I want to be able to do what the fuck I want to do and not have to worry about paying a $60,000 credit card or taking care of grown ass niggas anymore, then I think that is completely okay. I think that is completely okay. I do. I don't think there's anything wrong with Simone telling those kids that if you want to go to law school, then you're going to have to take out some aid because I'm done. And you ungrateful. But Simone, at the end of the day, it don't matter because Simone about to look motherfucker a Tesla. So, David tells Cecil, you've been saying I. Shout out to the doctors. Some doctors can make hella money. I think that Simone being on this show has helped her out a lot financially because the girls make a cute little coin down to the Bravo, and Simone is an OG. So I wouldn't be surprised if Simone is bringing in, at one point, Heavenly let it be known that some of the ladies on the cast were making $80,000 per episode, and that was years ago. And Married to Medicine ain't never been a million plus viewer show. So I wouldn't be surprised if the girls, if Toya and them bringing in at least close to $1 million or $1 million now. Anyways, David tells Cecil that you just been saying I. We got the money, but you need to be conscious and check the temperature with your wife. To me, I think that David was keeping Cecil honest. I felt like Carmen was being honest with Simone, but I especially liked how David, is that his name? David was telling Cecil the truth. You basically too worried about these grown ass kids. The kids are good. You need to be concerned about your wife before you end up like me, divorced. Because don't forget, Simone and I already tried, I almost pulled the plug on this motherfucking marriage a few years ago. It sounds like she's about to pull it again. But this time she might go through with it. Okay? So you might want to sit your ass down and stop being so focused on I, and the kids, because you're about to lose your wife. Because she tired. I think it's one thing, that's what I was saying. I think that some doctors you hear make a lot of money. And then you hear a lot about doctors being in a lot of debt. Okay? I think it's different for Simone to live out her dream and be a doctor and be 25 and catching babies, and 35 and catching babies, and 45 and 50, and you waking up at all times of the night and day, and you're not really getting a lot of sleep, but ultimately you're hoping that it'll pay off for you because you're a doctor. I think that eventually, girl, I feel like everybody is different. Dr. Jackie probably likes what she does. She wants to work until the day she dies. But I have this belief that Dr. Jackie threw herself into her work because she really couldn't get anything out of her marriage from Curtis. No shade. I feel like Simone, when she says she's tired, I think she's tired. Like, bitch, I'm tired of waking up at all times of the day. Bitch, I'm tired of working my ass off. Bitch, I have earned the right to sit down if I want to and be still. And I can't do that because I keep shelling out all this goddamn money. And like I said, I don't give a damn if Simone did have the money, honestly. It's just the fact that this is the thing. We want to walk around here and beat our chest and claim that we men, but then y'all be sorry as fuck. And expect the woman to take care of everybody in the household. Even when she's like, I'm tired and I don't get the respect or the understanding that I need from the boys. Because they don't give a fuck. Michael don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck because Cecil don't give a fuck. And Cecil makes excuses for them. Cecil is supposed to be the man of the house, the leader, the protector. But he more so on their side than he is on his wife's side. And that's why they act the way they act. You lead by what is it? You lead by example? Because that's the example. Anyways, I'm done talking about them. Quad and King. Quad, baby. Girl. Quad, baby. I need you to pick up the phone and call Ebony K. Williams. Cause, girl. So they're headed to Ghana for the third egg retrieval. This is what I think is going on with King and Quad. I think that King did not realize that it would be this much to have a baby. He probably thought, I'm gonna fuck you, shoot your club up, you get pregnant, we're gonna be done, right? It didn't work out. Quad is a woman of a particular age, whatever. I don't know what's going on with Quad, but Quad is a woman of a particular age. IVF is expensive as fuck. So not only do we have one doctor, we have two doctors. Not only do we have two doctors, baby, they're in two different continents. Okay? So now it's like, okay, I knew we was going to take one trip to Ghana, but now I think this is the third. Is it the third trip? I know it's the third egg retrieval. So I'm assuming it's the third trip also because they're doing that over in Ghana, right? But whatever the case may be, I heard Quad say something about, you said you wouldn't mind making more money, basically because it's going to cost money. So we're going to have to bring in some more money. I understand how King could start to put his foot on the brakes because, okay, I didn't know it was going to be all of this. This is a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy. I didn't know it was going to be all of this, right? Okay, I'm giving King that. But the part where I feel the conversation is missing is I feel like I can see that King is kind of hesitant, like, I don't know. At that point, I feel like Quad, you need to be like, okay, wait. So are you having second thoughts across the board? You see what I'm saying? Quad is going to end up a single mama, and that's okay. But I don't think Quad should go into this expecting, because I think that eventually King will probably start to resent Quad because now it's starting to become team too much. I think if Quad really wants a baby, she should just go about it her own way and just take King out of the equation. I really believe, I honestly in my soul believe that if Quad wants a baby, just remove King out of the picture, girl, and just go have your own baby. That way you don't have to worry about whether or not King is going to show up if he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I understand why King is starting to kind of be like, I don't know, because this is starting to be team too much. But that's enough right there to put to be at pause. Like, okay, I understand why you feel the way that you feel. Maybe we should put a pause on this until you can 100% get on board. Or maybe we should just say stop. And I don't know if that looks like for King and Quad's relationship. And she could say, I'll just go have my own baby. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like there are too many red flags with King and Quad for Quad to still be on the baby train with King. I just feel like there's too many red flags. And like I said, I'm understanding. I'm trying to give some understanding to King because it is a bit different when you say, okay, let's have a baby, and then you're running into whatever you're running into, and now we're going back and forth from here to Ghana, here to Ghana, here to Ghana, and then these doctor bills. You know what I'm saying? Like it can start to be a lot. But I still think that's enough for Quad to be like, okay. She says she appreciates King and what he's doing. Girl. Okay, so Simone is having like a bag event. I didn't understand it. I thought that they were going to be there purchasing the lady bags. I guess she makes bags. So I think that's what it was. You can go, wait, no. You can go to her shop and you can make your own bag. Right. Girl, no, that bag she had around her waist was cute as fuck. It was like what do they call? A belt bag? It was so cute. And it looked expensive. She said it was real leather. Um, can I say something about Toya? This is what I be talking about Toya. Toya got that big ass closet. Toya walked in. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Toya walked in with some Birkenstocks on, basically, and some shorts in like a t-shirt and a crossbody. Toya went and changed clothes. She was like, okay, Simone was like, okay, go get dressed, because Toya was the first one to arrive. I thought Toya was about to go change into something like completely different. Toya it was the same vibe. She just put on like a crop top Chloe. You know, Toya thinks that, you know, when you dress up, you got to have something on designer. She put on the Chloe shirt and like a little like poofy skirt. And I think she probably had on the same slides. I could never see, they never went back to her feet. In my head, I was thinking, Toya, you really could have just kept on the same outfit and just threw some heels on. You know what I'm saying? And the heels, you know, some heels will change the whole outfit. I was like, girl, you really, like, the way you went and changed like you was about to really go put like on a little, like a cute little dress and some heels. Girl, you could have just, like, you went from casual to casual. Girl, like, I don't know. That's the thing that frustrates me with Toya, because, girl, I be thinking, like, Toya really be walking around here like she like, like a fashionista, but nothing about Toya is fashionista at all. Anyways, so, baby, did y'all see that part? Girl, when Angel was walking in, I know you have to be paying attention. When Angel was walking in inside the building, you heard a noise go thong, because you know Angel got a big ass. I'm telling you, go back and watch it. When Angel was walking inside the building, girl, you heard the sound effects go thong. I say, girl, y'all are when I tell you y'all are messy as hell down to Bravo.
Hey, 'cause I'm here to stay. We are. Hey, 'cause I'm here to stay. We are. Hey, 'cause I'm here to stay. We are. 'Cause I'm here to stay. We are. Hey, Angel. Hi. Hey, how are you?
Now, speaking of a mess, Contessa. Contessa. Oh. Contessa is such a pretty lady. Contessa always looked cheap. Contessa always looks cheap. Like cheap. Not cheap as in like prostitute cheap. But like, girl, it really does look like Contessa goes and gets all of her clothes from like a Gachi. Like, Contessa reminds me of the girls who like go to a Gachi and are Forever 21, but they don't know how to pick out the right pieces. Because you can still find cute stuff at Forever 21, Agachi, Charlotte Russe. You know what I'm saying? But she looks like she just goes and she doesn't know how. Like, Contessa just always look cheap. Like, Contessa clothes always look cheap. When I say that is my pet peeve, it's not about where you go. It's about your clothes looking cheap. And I think that's happened to the best of us. Sometimes you buy stuff. I have a few items in my closet right now where I'm like, girl, this shit look cheap as hell. Why did you buy this? It happens. But it's an all day everything with girl Contessa. Shout out to Heaven, Contessa. It's an all day everything with Contessa, and I hate that for her. Ugh. Anyways, so the men meet up. They meet up at Scott's house. Eugene tells Scott that they won't be renting, and that Toya is looking for another spot. I get it. You know, Toya gets on my fucking nerves because with Toya, you know the thing that gets on my nerves with Toya is I think that Toya is so fucking materialistic. Like, I think we all want our pieces. We all want what we want. But I think a part of the reason, like, I just remember when Toya was moving, I think Toya was moving because of the optics that it gave. Isn't that why Toya started moving? Remember the first season they had that first house, and I think Toya wanted to move because of the way that it would be perceived. Isn't that what it was? So it's like, I do understand. Let me be very clear. I do understand that, you know, you don't want to be a doctor and then have this office that's kind of like bullshit. Like, baby, please. Like, I'm Dr. Eugene. I'm not. You're not about to have me in some janky ass office in the back of the building by the motherfucking restroom. I get it, right? Right. I done work my ass off. I'm Dr. Eugene. I need to have a nice office with a nice view into the parking lot or whatever. But you're not gonna have me in no corner. But I think it always because I feel like Toya is always about how stuff looks. That's why I'm always like rolling my eyes at Toya. And I think that's a part of the problem with the space. Toya just doesn't like the way that it looks. Anyways, he tells Eugene that basically they're not going to be written and that Toya looking for another spot. Scott was like, okay. It wasn't a big deal. So I'm not going to lie. I did holler at Toya when she did this. Toya says that the people want to know. No, she asked the lady who owns like the bag place, is the leather real? And the lady was like, yes, leather is real. Girl, she says that, what if people don't know how to use real leather? Or don't know what real leather is? It was something like that she said. Girl, you could tell. You could tell that Heavenly really is trying not to go there with Toya because of her facial expressions. Like, she catching the shit that Toya's saying, but I'm really not trying to argue with you, girl, because I'm really trying to change my ways, at least for this season. Okay? Ooh.
Okay, but some people are not used to that.
Toya, please, baby. I'm running for office.
Then Toya says, I have a friend. And then she says something like, she has Heavenly's bag, her Balenciaga bag. I don't know if the bag is real or fake. It does kind of look fake to me, I'm not going to lie. I'm not some bag expert, so I don't know. I don't own any designer bags, so I couldn't tell you. But I don't know why I was thinking the bag was fake. I was thinking the bag was fake. Heavenly said the bag isn't fake. But she says, I have a friend, and this would be a good example of real leather versus fake leather. And here she pulled the bag from underneath the table. Bitch, Toya, you pulled that bag from underneath that table, bitch, I screamed. And then Heavenly went and grabbed the bag, and she was like, I don't know. All I know is my portfolio is thicker than a lot of people in here. She said, right, Toya? College fund? Something? Yeah. Ooh. So this is where Dr. Eugene had me fucked up. The men always feel a way about what the women say. Dr. Damon has felt some way when his name got thrown in the mess. We're not gonna act like he hasn't. He has. Curtis has felt some way about when his name got thrown in the mess, like with Toya this season when she was on Watch What Happens Live. Cecil feels some type of way about his name being thrown in the mess. Eugene feels some way about his name being thrown in the mess. It's happened to all of them. What I don't like about what I feel like Eugene tried to do in this moment, I think he tried to take the onus from Toya and put it on Heavenly and other people. So Eugene brings up Heavenly saying, well, that's how Eugene likes to be talked to. Curtis basically says that none of us operate like y'all. Like, me and Jackie don't talk to each other like that, at least publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody does that in the group except for you and Toya. That's basically what Curtis said. And it's the truth. Eugene and Toya have pretty much said that we are the realest bitches in the room. And we're not trying to fake it for y'all. I'm not mad at that because this is a reality show. Now, this is where I might be moving the line. I think it's one thing for us to see, like, Simone. Simone spazzed out, and she cussed out everybody in the room, right? From what Dr. Heavenly said, girl, they told her that Dr. Simone went around the room and said, fuck you, and fuck you to her sons and to Cecil. Quiet as it's kept, I don't think nothing was wrong with that. We don't see Simone just spaz out like that to the point where she's cursing out her children and her husband, like fuck you, and fuck you too. I think most people understood Simone's crash out, right? I don't really recall too many times where I've seen Dr. Simone just go around and say fuck you to her children. We didn't see it this time either. It's just hearsay at this point. But the point that I'm trying to make is with Toya and Eugene versus the other couples, it's like a every season thing with Toya where she really does disrespect Eugene. And then they feel as though because we keep it real with each other or we're not putting on for the cameras like y'all are. I get it, but to a certain degree, it's also just having respect for your partner. Girl, don't be talking to me crazy. Now, it's one thing for us to genuinely get into an argument on camera, right? It's one thing for the couples to really and truly get into an argument, and they might wear each other low. But with Toya and Eugene, it does appear like Toya talks to that man crazy all the time. And it's sad to say, and I hate what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. Because we know how these girls and boys, but we know how these women work on these reality shows, all Toya does is just pretty much give the girls the ammunition they need. So in case Mad Day comes, they have something to pull out of their purse. So when Toya gets on TV and says, I thought that when you got married, the dick get bigger, people are going to think that you're saying that your husband's dick is small. So then when you and Heavenly get into a fight, the first thing Heavenly going to say is, bitch, at least my husband's dick is big. It's not right, but y'all get what I'm trying to say? But it's because you put the shit out there. You put the shit out there about your husband. And then you get mad when the ladies come back and use what you said about your husband basically against you. It's not right. But now we fighting. And now you mad because I'm throwing out, I'm basically using your words against you, and now you mad about it. And now your husband feel away because he feels like we're demasculating him. But at the end of the day, girl, that's what you do. Now, I know that's your husband, so you can do what you want to do. But girl, don't get mad when we get into it, bitch. I use what you say against you. I put Eugene is trying to excuse Toya. She talks shit too. Curtis brings up Toya being messy. I felt like Eugene was trying to take the onus from Toya and put it on everybody else. No. If we're going to be honest, Toya started that fight with Heavenly. While it might be trivial, right? Toya took the first swing and you got mad because Heavenly swung back harder. You want to get in the confessional, not the confessional. You want to get in the group chat talking about my purse is fake. And so then when I respond, you don't like my response. You say I took it too far. And the truth of the matter is I have to give Eugene this, like, what the fuck my small dick got to do with this purse? Really nothing. But because Toya swung first, Heavenly was going to swing back, and that's the way she decided to swing. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, to me, Dr. Eugene really was trying to remove all accountability from Toya and place it on everybody else. Your wife is just as messy as everybody else on the show. Even though Toya was completely right in what she said on Watch What Happens Live, does not mean that she needed to say it. She was right. But the way she said it was very messy. Well, Curtis said, Curtis, I forgot how I'm paraphrasing, Curtis, he's not, Heavenly's not the only one who he hasn't been able to keep his hands off of. Like, it's messy shit like that. All the ladies talk shit about the husbands. All the husbands get hit. All y'all feel some type of way. At the end of the day, your wife cut up and act a fool. Don't be trying to put it on everybody else. Period. Period. I put Contessa called you the definition of a big ass bitch. And her husband sitting right beside you. And you over here worried about Heavenly talking about that's how Eugene likes to be talked to. Your wife got on TV and called out Curtis, but you want to talk about what Heavenly said. Anyways, Heavenly wasn't wrong in this text message. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. So they have a group thread, of course. Heavenly basically tells Toya to make sure she tells Dr. Eugene Happy Father's Day or give him like a compliment or something like on TV when the cameras come up, basically. Toya felt some type of way. She felt like Heavenly was being shady and, bitch, I don't need you to tell me nothing about how to tell my husband, how I need to, interact with my husband on Father's Day, which is true. I don't need you to tell me shit. But it also, I could have sworn that Toya said the last episode she felt some type of way because instead of her friends coming to the aid or not looking at her situation like it was some fucking show, like they didn't step up to the plate and be friends. Didn't Toya say something like that along those lines? Well, now now Heavenly is telling you off camera, girl, tell your man Happy Father's Day on camera. Make sure you gas him up. And now you're mad because you think she's being shady. If Heavenly really wanted to be shady, girl, she would have did it on camera. I'm with Heavenly. Like she said, girl, I'm very direct. If I wanted to be shady or whatever, bitch, I just would have did it. Bitch, I didn't take it as though Heavenly was being shady. I feel like Heavenly was trying to look out like Toya, girl, because you cut up and act a fool in front of all them people. Girl, make sure when the cameras come around, you tell your husband Happy Father's Day. But of course, Toya didn't take it like that. Jackie basically starts crying. And she basically says that just because if Toya threw a rock doesn't mean you have to throw a boulder. Which is true. That is true. That's true. Toya says that she ain't throw a rock. This is the thing. And it is kind of like, you can't... The beef been there with Heavenly and Toya. Like I said, I'm not mad at Toya for bringing up Damon Jr. being arrested, especially after Heavenly talked the shit she talked. It is what it is. So if Toya wants to have her foot on Heavenly's neck, then so be it. But don't be acting like you ain't like, don't act like I used to always say this about Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, don't act like you're not responding. Like, don't act like you're not engaging. It's not like somebody did something to you and then you said, I'm gonna take the high road and just be like, no, I'm not engaging. I'm not going there. I'm gonna be the bigger person. You're not being the bigger person. You're engaging. You want to be a part of the shit. You rolling around in the dirt with the pigs, which is okay. I feel like the same with Toya. Toya, you're engaging. You're rolling around in the dirt with the pigs. Now you're dirty, and now you want to act like, girl, you just were not down there rolling around. Heavenly been dragging Toya. It is what it is, right? But Toya, you in the group message, you the one who wants to play on Heavenly's time. So now with Heavenly playing on your time, when she responded, there's a problem. I don't think in this scenario that Heavenly was trying to be shady with Toya. I really don't. I think that she really was trying to just, in a way, look out for Toya. Like, girl, because you had your husband and her looking crazy. Anyways, girl. I think that's it. Let me look over my notes. Okay, Dr. Simone. Wait. Dr. Eugene, Toya. Because I always, I'm going to forget something. I'm going to look dead over these notes and still forget something. That's the way we should. Quad King. Angel. Contessa looks a mess. The men. Toya says, what if people not used to real leather? Eugene brings up Heavenly, saying that's how Eugene likes to be talked to. Eugene is bothered by Heavenly because Heavenly does the most shit. Or at least she has in the past. And Heavenly, like I said, girl, Heavenly used to drag Toya, and even with her dragging Toya, she was low-key dragging Eugene too. Because if you get down to the internet talking about Toya's finances, ultimately you're talking about Eugene's finances too. You see what I'm saying? When you get when you get down to the internet and you say that Toya is a poor example for black people, girl, ultimately you're talking about Eugene too. Because she fits into the stereotype that black people don't know how to handle their finances. You're talking about Eugene too. You see what I'm saying? So Eugene is always going to feel a way about Heavenly because Heavenly talks cash money shit, and even when she's talking cash money shit about Toya, sometimes he gets hit by he gets hit by those bullets. Okay. Girl, that's it. Sure, we forgot something. We'll talk about it next week. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.